A lot of coffee farmers are doing farming the traditional way, but is it still the best way to farm coffee today? If I was starting coffee farming today, this is exactly how I will do it, as told by Daniel.
We're in Kirinyaga. We're in Kenya, Kirinyaga, Giriambu area. So we have various pieces of rad here. Yes, and welcome.
Thank you.
So there's no shortcuts. There is no short-term thinking. There will be days you'll be feeling like you just put your money on a ditch. There will be days where you feel like this ain't it, but this is the job. This is you've got to be very persistent, very passionate, have that dream, and make it happen.
Okay. So this is Daniel. He's going to tell us more about himself. Here, as he has said, this is Kirinyaga County, Giriambu area. We are going to talk about coffee farming, and we're going to know whether we're going to get all information about coffee farming. Should you start coffee farming? Should you cut your trees? And should you improve on what you already have? And whether coffee farming is profitable, and whether it is a venture that you should be able to check on to. Remember, this is Farm Focus Africa. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe, like, share, and most importantly, watch, because this is a base where we share knowledge and information.
Wow. So welcome again. We're in Kirinyaga. Specifically, we're in Giriambu, Kirinyaga County here in Kenya. So today we're talking about coffee. My name is Daniel Kogijiro. A young, very passionate coffee farmer. Specifically, I do farm Roiro 11 grafted. We'll talk about the coffee varieties that I do farm. So today we're in one of my farm pieces, and we'll be just showcasing a little story about this coffee farming, and I hope you all get to learn something. And so welcome very much.
So for a beginner, for a person who wants to start their coffee farming journey today,
Yes.
Before we go to that beginner, tell us about your own journey.
Well, I grew up in a coffee farming home, so we used to have a lot of coffee growing up, maybe about 5 to 7 acres. So, and we used to weed the coffee. We used to assist in pruning, just removing the suckers, the seeds. So we used to do that a lot. But that didn't really spark the passion, you just do it because, for example, maybe your parents need you to do it. But then I finished school, then I got my first job in a media house, that is K24. Then I went to the university, taught there. I taught at the university for about 2 or 3 years, then left, went to an NGO. I worked in an NGO for another 3 years, and then I went to a manufacturing stroke sales company, so where I currently work. But beyond that, during that journey, I wanted to do business as well. So just like any other young person there, you need a side hustle. You need something that you can be able to do, that you love, that you start with the knowns. So like everybody else, when I went to Nairobi, my first instinct was, do I do what everybody does in Nairobi? Maybe buy a small piece of rad somewhere and wait. Maybe I'll find maybe money to build the floor or something like that. That wasn't there for me, man. So I wanted to do something that I'm sure, and there's no better business I could think of than coffee, because one, it was business that I grew up knowing and doing, and I know it from the start to finish, in that I've been a participant, maybe for the 20 years I was around, so I was a participating worker. So you start from there. Again, it's very profitable, and I grew knowing that it was profitable because it fed us, it educated us, it made us who we are.
So you had first-hand knowledge that if you try coffee,
Yes.
it definitely will give you something.
Yes, I had first-hand knowledge in that if I do coffee, there is a great chance I will success. And again, in business, you want to do something you know, right? Rather than someone just taking you to a business where you don't have a lot of information on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That is your small start of coffee farming.
Yeah, but really, well, for me, seriously investing in coffee, like me as a person, it's been a journey of like 3 to 4 years right now. So I started investing heavily maybe 3 to 4 years, and when you begin and you're all in, there is no getting out, because coffee is not a short-term business. Coffee is something that you do over a long term. Is a long term. So you want to think about your coffee dream in like 10, 15, 20 years, because just imagine a business where you put maybe like 5 million and you don't get any return in your first 2 years, and you're a young guy. So well, you're gonna have to be very passionate. You're gonna have to be in these for the long haul. So there's no shortcuts. There is no short-term thinking. There will be days you'll be feeling like you just put your money on a ditch. There will be days where you feel like this ain't it, but this is the job. This is you've got to be very persistent, very passionate, have that dream, and make it happen.
Okay. So what type of coffee variety is here?
Well, yeah. So here basically we have Roiro 11 and a few SL34 varieties. Yeah.
You already mentioned Roiro 11 and SL. Before I
Yes,
ask,
for the people who don't know, but in Kenya we do Arabica coffee, and basically we have various varieties. For example, just to mention, we have Roiro 11, we have SL28, SL34, we have K7, we have Batian, but basically here, well, where I specialize in maybe 80% of my coffee, it's Roiro 11 grafted from rootstock of SL variety because of its better rooting system, but the science are from Roiro 11.
this one?
Science. We have the rootstock. The rootstock is from SL variety, either 28 or 34. Mainly because SL variety has a better rooting system than Roiro 11. Roiro 11 produces more coffee, quite a huge amount. It's overbears, and then it's resistant to diseases such as reef rust and coffee berry disease, that is Are Bright and Red Bright. So generally, Roiro 11 cuts down your production cost to a big 30%. So that's why we craft, so that we take advantage of what's good in SL variety and what's good in Roiro 11 variety.
So because you have mentioned that the rooting system of SL28 is better than that of Roiro 11,
Yeah.
so a farmer who decides or who chooses to plant just SL28 versus a farmer who plants Roiro 11 as a rail plant, and
Yeah.
you who's planting now the grafted, who's going to yield more crop?
So generally, in terms of yield, Roiro 11 is a heavy feeder, right? So if you plant maybe SL34 or 28, generally if you maybe planting, exporting, doing the whole coffee management process from planting to exporting, I think you'd be better placed to do SL variety because it's a specialty type of coffee. It gives the best cup quality, that is better grade AA. Much of it will be grade AA, but you know, farmers in this region, our coffee is farmed here is called aggregated coffee, where farmer A, B, C, D, they take their small coffee to a factory, and then it's aggregated together and sold. So in that case, the production cost of a cell variety is quite high because of its susceptibility to diseases such as coffee berry disease and leaf rust. A problem that is very well much solved by SL34 by Roy 11 variety. So that's why we do Roy 11 variety. So for the farmers who are still doing SL34 variety and just taking it to the factory, they are a bit in a disadvantage because the cost of producing it is very high. And then due to changes in weather, the chances of all your production vanishing due to coffee berry disease are very, very high. So, and then people spraying these systemic drugs to try and prevent CBD. The resistance, the way the plant is able to resist these diseases is quite low. So there is a high chance the farmers lose almost 70% in case of CBD attack in SL variety.
SL variety. Okay, so each has its own strengths, and you cannot basically say that this one is the go-to coffee variety.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you have something to say, and
no,
today's
yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
Yes.
So how large is this coffee farm?
Well, this is not very large. So this is just half an acre.
Half an acre.
So in Kirinyaga, to find a big farm isn't that easy, but I've got a total of about 7,000 stamps, right? That's about 8 acres. But it is in small pieces. So there's a place there. I have 2 acres, another 2 acres, another 1 acre, just like that. Yeah, small pieces. This is one of the smallest actually. So yeah.
Half an acre.
Yeah, this is just half an acre.
How many trees can you plant on half an acre?
On half an acre, you can do about, depending on the spacing, it can give you from 300 stems. Yeah, 300 stems. For people who are doing maybe 11 on 6x6, they can do up to even 500 stems. Yeah, but they are cross spaced. But that also, yeah. We can talk about that maybe at some point. We can go back to
we can go back to the spacing.
Angle, yeah.
Okay. So, as a farmer, we are talking about beginning.
Yes.
So as a young person who's interested in coffee farming, what will be the ideal size of land to start my coffee farming journey using ideal spacing?
Okay. Well, let me say. I don't know whether there is an ideal land because there is a young farmer who can only afford or can be able to get just a small piece of land. Like, for example, in Kirinyaga, getting even 1 acre is hard. It's hard. It's maybe more expensive. It's much expensive for younger people because an acre here grows up to 4 or 5 million. So for the young people, I mean, even if you start with 100 stems and you can be able to maintain them very well, because if you do your math, there are people getting 30 kilos a stem, 40 kilos a stem, even more than 40 kilos a stem. So if you have even 100 stems, but managing them professionally and in a very, very good way, you'll still make money. So, yeah.
You have mentioned about managing them very, very professionally.
Yes.
Can we talk about professional coffee management?
So, professional coffee management. I mean, like, when you think about professional, just by the word, here means that you're keeping tabs on how much fertilizer are you putting in the coffee. You're doing soil tests, soil analysis. You're doing pruning in time. You're controlling pests and diseases, and you're keeping track of the math and every coin that goes into it. and you're doing it religiously, not just sometime. You're very consistent in how you're doing it, just like any other organization who would do business. So maybe you have some Excel sheets somewhere where you
Keeping track of everything.
Keep track of the money and how it is moving in the business. And you studying because there's a lot to learn again.
There's a lot to learn. We don't want to hear about there's a lot to learn. So I have gotten my 1 acre. I am projecting, say, you said around 300 for half an acre. 300, eh?
Yeah, let's give it 300 stems. Yes.
300 stems.
Yes.
So is half an acre something worth that will probably increase my yields in the near future?
Yes. So
talk of like how long does a coffee berry, a coffee seedling, if I plant a coffee seedling today, after how long am I going to harvest my first harvest?
Okay, let's say you have planted a coffee seedling. So you're probably going to do that maybe in 1.5 or 2 years. Depending also on many factors such as weather, how long it had stayed in the nursery, and then let's give it 2 years. But then the yield is still very small because you're going to get maybe half a kilo or 1 kilo. Coffee matures generally, and these are just I'm not the outliers, also depending on perfect conditions, maybe lab-like conditions. I mean, like, there are people who can get even a kilo, but generally probably going to get half a kilo in like 2 years. Coffee matures very well at 4th, 5th year. So that's when you're going to do numbers like 10 kilos a stem. So you can realistically do those numbers like 10 kilos a stem, 15 kilos a stem, and that is where the math starts to, that's the sweet point. That's
after 4 to 5 years.
That's the sweet point.
From the point of planting. You mentioned something about how long, it also depends on how long a seedling stays in the nursery.
Yes.
How is that going to affect my coffee?
Well, like for example, last year I got some seedlings that had overstayed in the nursery, right? Like someone like had like 50,000 seedlings that they couldn't be able to move them during the rain season. So if you don't sell your seedlings maybe during the rain season, nobody plants coffee in the dry season because most people do not have the capacity to irrigate coffee, right? So you have to wait for the other rainy season. So the coffee had overstayed in the season. So it was a substantial stem, right?
So it was a long stem.
And it's already like mature. It's only that it has not been given the right conditions. So when you plant it and then maybe you water it very well, it just starts to flower. So that coffee in 1 year, it has already flowered, and I hope we'll be able to get to see that stem.
Okay. So if your coffee overstays in the nursery, then you're going to get yield faster.
But I don't think that is the best practice generally. It's not a textbook best practice.
Okay, so what would you say are the major costs of maintaining a coffee farm?
Major costs? Well, I think first of all, when you think about like waiting for 2 or 3 years, just putting in money, it's I think it's a huge turn-off to most young people. But the thing about also this job, this coffee farming thing, you have to go into it for the long haul. It's not a short-term business. It's no shortcuts, and it's very expensive. For example, if you want to start, for example, here in Kirinyaga, you have land. Let's assume you have land. Just digging one hole that is the right size for coffee planting, it costs about 30 bob, right? So in, let's say, an acre, you need 1 lorry of manure. 1 lorry gets here at about 50 to 55,000. So after that, you need people to plant, right? So there are people, even before planting, I'm sorry. So you need someone to be able to measure the right lines for the farm, right? Where the lines are going to be. So there are like a professional guys here who do it very well. So you've got to pay them. Then you pay other people to dig holes, and you've got to transport them maybe to the farms, buy them lunch, and pay and also pay them a daily allowance. Then after that, there's coming the planting. In the planting time, so they're also experts, people who know how to plant correctly. So they charge about 10 bob per stem just to plant one seedling. They charge 10 bob. So and after that, you also, during the planting, we said you need manure. You need about 50 to 70 grams of DAP, which is also fertilizer. So then that's a cost as well. So then maybe you've just planted, right? You have to wait for 2 years, so they will be weeding. Right?
They'll be weeding.
Yeah, they will be weeding, and that will be a cost. In case there is a drought, right? Last year there was a huge drought, right? So you have to water. Watering is expensive. But most farms, most regions around here, there are furrows and also project water that makes it much easier. But in some places it's like expensive. Like here, to get project water, you pay like 200,000 to have that project water in your farm. So that is also a cost. And then you need another cost for someone who will be coming to water your farm. For example, for me, I don't really water it myself, so I've got to hire people to water it. And then generally for coffee this big, there is an addition to now coffee this big. They will be pruning. They'll be pruning. Then they will be spraying. Even young coffee, they'll be spraying. So one of the things you'll be spraying against is thrips. They will be spraying for pests. And spraying is very regular, and it's also expensive. Pruning per one stem generally is usually about 8 bob, right?
Pruning
8 to 10 bob.
stem.
Just pruning, and you prune twice a year. So that is another cost that goes into it. Then what am I forgetting? There's manure. So we usually put like 1 or 2 debes per year. 1 or 2 debes per year. So for an acre, that means is about 50,000-60,000, just 1 debe. So if you're doing 2, that's gonna be around like 100,000 every year. Again, there will be the harvesting, right? The harvesting. Maybe that's the most labor extensive part, because they will be picking, the cherry picking, and you've got to pay people. It's about 100 shillings to just pick 1 debe. Then there will be transport, the sorting, and things like that. Yeah, so generally there's so many costs involved. That's why you don't make money if you're producing maybe less than even 5 kilos of stem cell. I think you're not in business. You need to produce your production needs to be very high so that you make good money from coffee. So unfortunately, the national country average is still around 3 to 4 kilos per stem, which is very, very low. So not all farmers really are making a profit. So you need to, that's why I say you need to do professional coffee farming for you to be in business.
Okay, what do you harvest? How many kilos do you harvest from these berries that we're looking at?
So for a stem like these, you could do even 10-15 kilos per stem. Generally, this year it's not the peak. It's not maybe the best year for this farm. There are sometimes you can even do 20 kilos a stem. We don't target. I do not foresee 20, but you can still see there is a lot of coffee. Like that, the one behind you could be. You could get 15 kilos in that stem. So yeah.
Okay.
So and when you, for example, if you're averaging, let's say in an acre that gives you maybe 1,000 stems, and you average and you're averaging 10 kilos a stem, and maybe the coffee rate is about 150 shillings per kilo of cherry, or 140 per kilo of cherry. That is about 1.4 million shillings so per acre. So if you've got a good 10 acres, you could be like you could be in money. You could average about 10 or so million
from 10 acres.
Yes, or more. That is more than 10 million, because if you're getting about 1.4 million from a single acre. So you could be doing more than 10 million.
How much does how many times in a year do you harvest coffee?
Yeah, basically two. There's the early crop and the late crop. So there's an early crop. Early crop, for example, just here, like these. Let me show you. Okay, so these seedlings here, and even this one trying to get to be ripe right now. These are early crop, and factories are already open for early crop right now. So the rest of the crop will be in peak season of November, December. Yeah. So yeah.
So usually there's a season you harvest less, there's a season you harvest more.
Yeah. So the coffee pattern is like there are some farms which predominantly have much of the red crop, and sometimes others have just much of the early crop.
So it actually depends on how the coffee is done.
Yes, and some weather. Right? If you go just a little further from here, or almost to our neighboring, let's say more just a little sunny areas, the early crop is predominant there. So you harvest a lot of early crop. Up here in these regions, the red crop is more predominant. So yeah.